All right, so here's the carb. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take off that and that to get the carb undone. So now that I got the carburetor out, I gotta take off this piece right here on top. Twist this off. And it's gonna just slide right out. That's gonna stay with the bike, that's the throttle. I'll put the carb up here. I'm gonna take carb cleaner, go back to this, and I'm gonna clean this off with carb cleaner real quick just to have it already prepped and ready for when I put the carb back on the bike. All right, so now that I got the carb on the bench, what I'm gonna do, I'll flip it upside down, and I'm gonna take out these 4 Phillips head screws right here. So I'll knock those out first for you to see. Take those 4 out. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the inside once you take that cover off and the gasket. Take those off, and you see this. So what you gotta do is you gotta use a Phillips screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. You're gonna take this off, and you gotta pull this out. There's a pin on the side right here that you gotta take out. Right there, take that pin out. It just slides right out. So from here, I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna take them loose. Be easy because it's brass and they can really easily strip. Take that jet out, set it to the side. Take this jet out, it's a pilot jet. Set it to the side. Then I'm going to take that pin out. Take that pin out, I just kind of thump it to the side and it'll kind of fall. If it doesn't fall, then just use something to kind of push it through. And then you see that it kind of comes out there and you just got to finagle it and get it out. So now that I got this pin, pull this pin, set it over here to the side. I'm gonna lift float. Careful, because there's a float needle too that got to come with it. To get the float out, I gotta take this piece off right here. Gotta use a 7mm. I don't know what it'll be the same on yours, but I'm just kind of showing you how I do all my stuff. Take this out, and then I take the float out. Usually it has that pin will stay underneath it, so that'll all come out as one piece where they separate. So then now all you have left is this jet right there to take out. Another Phillips, nice and easy. Don't want to do something crazy and break it. And that one comes out too. So I'll take all these out. Set it to the side. So now that I got all these out, what I'm going to do is take carb cleaner and I'm going to spray in every single hole of this carb. I'm going to pick it up, spray every single hole, make sure it's all clean. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to spray in the main hole right there. I'm going to spray through there, spray in all these holes everywhere around just to get it all clean. And then I'll set that to the side. Once I'm done cleaning that, I'll take carb cleaner and I'll grab each individual one and I'll spray it through this nozzle on the carb cleaner bottle, and I'll spray through every single one of my jets, all the jets. Once I have all those jets done, then I'll put it together. All right, so now that I got everything cleaned off, all that and this, I'm going to start back over and go in reverse. Starting with this small pilot jet. Pilot jet goes in the center. Using my Phillips head screwdriver. Tighten them down. And do not over tighten them. When they stop, you stop. Just barely snug it. I mean, do not forcefully tighten that thing. It will break really quickly. Then I'm going to grab my float. When I grab my float, there's a little tab right here on the back side. I got to slide this float needle into it. and it'll hang. Try and give you a better idea. It'll slide into that groove and it'll hang there. So you gotta make sure that's properly correct. Drop it back in its place, and then I'm gonna put the pin back through it. Now we got the pin, just slide it through to where it goes from one side to the other, aligning it, making sure it goes through both sides, and there you go. Pin's back in. And then from there, I'm gonna put my remaining jets back in there. Take this jet, slide it in the center, that's the main jet. Put the main jet on. Snugs, I take the wrench, make sure the wrench snugs it, nice and easy, I'm barely putting any force. Put the main jet back on top of there. Now the KTM might be different. The KTM might have this jet and that piece in between it. It's not the same as this Cobra's carb, but it's very, very similar. So from there, I put the jet back in the top and tighten it real quick. Take my flathead, just simple snug, not much. It's tight. Now you grab the pilot jet or the choke jet. Put the choke jet back in. Same way. Nice snug. That's it. And from there, I'm going to put back on my carb gasket on the bottom. Make sure it goes in properly, and then I'm going to take the cover and then put the cover back on and tighten those bolts, and that's how you just clean the carb. Look, when I do these bolts though, I'm like tightening them and just barely snugging them tight. Don't go over crazy. On the dirt bikes, you do not want to over torque and break stuff. It breaks stuff very easy, just nice and easy on it. Now from here, I'm going to put that back inside there. When I put that inside there, that clip, there's that little notch right there. That notch has to line up. That notch on your clip. So when you put it in there, you got to make sure they line up together. If it doesn't line up, it won't go down. So you make sure you line those clips up. Put it all back together and kick it over, it's fired, right?